Richard Forrest. Cracked in the skull. No sign of a break-in.
You found him?
She did. Coming to clean, didn't know him well.
Blood on that glass thing?
Yeah, blood. Looks like there's a clean print on it.
You sleep all right?
Ian, read it.
Sorry to hear it.
Morning. What do we got?
DOA is Richard Forrest. That's a murder weapon.
Men of William Jones?
Started canvas. Guy's got a message on his voicemail.
We'll get Tara to retrieve it.
Call him crime scene while you're at it.
Sure.
Die, you dumb bitch. It's written on this flyer next to the name and the contact number.
For what?
A band, the Spikes. They're playing a show tonight. For information, call Carla at Circle with an arrow pointing to where someone wrote, "Die, you dumb bitch."
I'll notify Tara on crime scene.
Yeah, we need to try and get in touch with this Carla.
Good idea. These two?
She told me, but I think they're okay.
It's gonna hit the fan.
Let's think positive.
Now, you can light your incense and say "Om," but trust me, the fan.
Richard, this is Carla. I got your message. You're an asshole, and I hope you die in a ditch. Go to hell.
Identified herself as Carla.
Same one from the flyer, the one that said "Die, bitch" with the contact number?
There's a good shot. Trace the number back to an office rented to Carla Whitford Attractions.
Hey, concert booker.
What did DOA do for a living? Music guy?
No one to tell us yet.
Phone message at the office says she opens at 10. We're heading down.
Lieutenant, line 1. Detective Sipowicz, line 2.
Anything on the canvas?
Nothing much to canvas. Guy owns the whole building, uses the rest of the floors for storage.
And nothing from the folks next door.
All right. Don't get comfortable. Assault on Avenue C, 1509.
All right. Here we go.
Be happy. Get the car repaired done.
What's up?
Theo's teacher called asking if we could bring some extra cupcakes.
Sure.
They put out desserts for after the play. That's the basic routine.
Sounds fun.
She referred to you as Mrs. Sipowicz. It was probably just an innocent mix-up, but I didn't catch it quick enough to correct her.
Well, we'll do it tonight.
Good.
So, that's it? Are you okay?
Yeah, I gotta talk to this lady.
Russian lady lets herself into her apartment. Perp comes up from behind, tries to strangle her with a cord. She fought him off. He boogied out the fire escape. No signs of forced entry. Husband's on his way from work.
What's her name?
Pardee.
Mrs. Pardee? Detective Jones of Medavoy. Did you see the man who tried to strangle you?
No. This happened in the hallway in front of your apartment or in the apartment?
In.
So you think the man was already in the apartment, or did he sneak in behind you as you closed the door?
I think he's already inside.
Or how'd you fight him off?
I reach and I stick my fingers in his eyes and I kick his knee.
Quick thinking.
Have you thought about if there's anyone in your life who might have done this?
We have no money. Must be some crazy New York person for no reason.
So you don't keep any valuables or cash in the apartment?
It's okay. Everything is okay. I don't press charges.
Ma'am, you could have been killed.
Everything is okay, really. No need for police.
Natalia! Natalia!
Oh, can I help you, sir?
This is my husband.
Sweetheart,
Hello, Roy.
you okay?
No problem.
Mr. Pardee, after we've checked out the apartment, why don't you come down the precinct with us and help find who did this while your wife gets treated?
I'm not gonna leave her like this.
Everything is okay, really.
We'll get back to you in a bit.
Excuse me.
Detective Sipowicz and Clark, you want to turn that off?
I gotta call you back. Is this about Richard Forrest?
Word got around fast.
Small community, tight-knit. It's devastating.
What community are we talking about?
Richard was in music development. He's a backer.
Money guy.
So he'd front cash to bands?
In return for a piece of their profit down the line.
He'd get along with folks, generally?
He was passionate.
How'd you get along with him?
Fine.
Any strong words with him recently?
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Richard, this is Carla. I got your message. You're an asshole, and I hope you die in a ditch. Go to hell.
Explain the message.
He pulled his bands from me because I didn't follow his direct order.
What was the order, and who was he to give it to you?
An egotistical asshole. He dumped the Spikes off his roster and wanted to blackball him. I owed their lead singer a favor, so I booked him anyway.
So this wasn't something personal? Because if we find out it was, you'll learn the uglier side of this process.
He was a fag, thank you very much. And besides, I heard Richard bought it early this morning. I was with people from midnight to 6.
Names and numbers if you're not too devastated about him buying it.
He was a grade A prick who burned everybody he worked with. You got your work cut out for you.
And how long you and your wife been married?
A year and a half.
How'd you meet?
In Russia.
I don't mean to be rude, but just so we know what's going on, was this some mail order bride type arrangement?
We met through a dating agency.
Well, how would you characterize your relationship with your wife?
Happy. Everything I could ask for.
Complete bliss. Cloud 9.
Natalia is a wonderful, wonderful person, but she's from Moscow.
Which means what?
Moscow women are harder, colder, savvier. The prime Russian brides come from the small towns, and I knew this going in. But as soon as I asked Natalia to dance, and I looked into her eyes...
Let's get specific now, Mr. Pardee.
She sends money home. She makes her phone calls late at night. She has to run out and meet Sergei because he's her second cousin and he needs help. It's also secretive with her, you know? She never tells me what's going on.
So when you heard that she'd been attacked, any candidates come to mind?
I have no idea.
Has she been seeing anyone outside the marriage?
I can't emphasize enough how little I know about her personal life.
At, which restaurant she work at?
Moose McFriday's up on Lex. She's hostess there on weekends. A couple of guys there trying to get into her pants.
How do you know?
No, I don't. Just a husband's intuition.
So your relationship with your wife isn't everything you could ask for, which is what you just said a minute ago.
Yeah, I guess it has been difficult.
Difficult enough for you to want to have her killed?
No, not by a long shot.
Hey.
Hey.
Did you get the dump back on the DOA cell phone?
Yeah. A bunch of calls in from a Justin Tangier. He's a singer with the Spikes. Connie and I are gonna bring him in.
Cool. Rita, I really hope we can stay friends.
John, we both know that doesn't really happen, right?
Who says it can't?
Maybe down the road, but after two people break up, the whole let's stay friends thing is a little naive. And kind of insulting, to be honest.
I'm just trying to make the best of the situation.
It's easy. You respect me, I'll respect you. We'll do our jobs, act like adults, and move on.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Sure.
I'll bring you up to speed after we talk to Justin.
Great.
Your Honor, you've read all the material. My client, Mr. Wells, stands convicted of murder and has spent 21 months in prison based solely on the word of a single eyewitness who has since made a signed affidavit recanting his testimony. I urge you to grant the 440 motion to vacate the sentence, set aside the jury verdict, and set bail for my client pending any further action by the DA.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Ms. Haywood?
Mr. Wells is a convicted drug dealer who, according to a jury, brutally shot and killed 2 men. The state believes this witness was coerced into recanting and his original testimony was accurate. We therefore ask you to reject the motion or at least give us some time to rebuild our case.
Ms. Haywood, as distasteful as it is, I'm afraid that based on what I've read and heard, the court has no choice but to set aside the verdict and grant bail for Mr. Wells pending a new trial. Bail to be set in the amount of $50,000.
Can I address ADA Haywood?
No.
I just want to tell her that there's no hard feelings, and I'm not looking for an apology or nothing.
Mr. Collins, get your client out of here before I change my mind.
Yes, Judge. Let's go, Jerry.
Can I talk now? Because I think there's been a real misunderstanding.
Oh, it's possible, Justin. Explain Richard Forrest's credit card in your pocket, and this could go quick.
Loaned to me by Richard. He's saying I stole it.
Why'd he give you the card?
He backs my band. I need something, strings, sticks, undies. He provides, willingly.
When'd you talk to him last?
Last night,
Over at his place?
on the phone.
What about?
About working a DJ into the band. Now, what on earth am I doing here? Because I'm just plain confused.
Well, Richard Forrest was found murdered. You know anything about it?
You serious?
Why all the calls to his cell yesterday?
You're serious?
We're serious. And having his credit card is serious. And unless you focus, we're starting to look at you as involved.
The calls were about the band, about the DJ, some new material. The band!
We heard he dropped your band and was working the town to blackball you.
Total lie.
We get it's a tough business, Justin. Losing a deep pocket can make a guy desperate.
Except for the fact we were not dropped. I mean, maybe for a second, but he'd say that every time we disagree.
I made calls to concert bookers telling them to ignore you.
Richard Forrest was queen of the drama queens, but it didn't mean Jack.
It didn't make him enemies.
Not of me.
Who then?
I don't know. He liked rough trade, you know, 8th Avenue boys.
Got an alibi for last night?
I was with my friend, Remy Blanchard.
His name and number.
Then can I leave?
You're sticking around while we check it out. And you're a collar for that quarter ounce of weed we took off you.
Great. Bad day goes to hell.
Have a seat, Chris.
Okay.
Work with Natalia Pardee over at
Moose McFriday's. Why?
Natalia was attacked today at her apartment.
Oh, my God. Is she all right?
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Oh, my God.
Hey, we talked to some people there, and word is you and Natalia were more than just friends.
Who said that?
Is it true?
Well, I'd like to know who said that.
We're not gonna tell you. Now start answering the questions or we're gonna get pissed off.
We hung out a lot after work. We did make out a couple times over at my apartment, but we never had sex. She said she'd never cheat on her husband.
After you were mugging it up, did she ever mention anyone who was after her?
No. Everybody loves Natalia.
Natalia involved in any criminal element as far as you knew?
No. Natalia's one of the sweetest chicks I've ever met.
She ever talk about her relationship with her husband?
A little bit, yeah.
And?
She was trying to get a divorce, but she only had conditional status since they were married less than 2 years. I guess she was trying to petition the INS to be fully legal.
Why'd she want the divorce?
Have you met him?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Or was she afraid of him?
No. He's been filling her head with a bunch of lies, like how he's gonna have her deported if she ever leaves him. She's out here all alone, married to a guy she doesn't love. I mean, put yourself in her situation.
If we find out you've been banging her, Chris...
No, I swear to God. I mean, have I been trying like hell? Yes. But she won't, so we haven't.
Mr. Remy Blanchard confirms Justin was with him.
Yeah, I'm still here.
There's a bakery on the way to Theo's school.
Well, what's the name? I'll call in an order.
Already did.
I just have a few questions. You here from crime scene?
Yeah, lots of lifts, 2 of interest.
Okay.
This is Justin Tangier's slab. Don't help us much, because he's got legitimate access with the DOA fronting his band.
Still, it proves he's been there.
Second was a clean blood print off the murder weapon for a Randall Stokes. FBI has him 4 days AWOL from Camp Lejeune.
Marine.
Justin know the guy?
Said he never heard of him, but the kid's a little hard to trust.
That was Carla Whitford. Says she's seen a Marine-looking type hanging around the clubs with Remy Blanchard the last few days.
We need to have a talk with this guy.
I know that name. Remy Blanchard.
You know him personally?
From the food section. He's a restaurateur. Was instrumental in opening up Tribeca. Very rich.
Carla says he likes hanging with bands and young guys. Lives on Carmine Street.
Miss Blanchard?
You the detectives from the phone?
Yeah, we got some more questions for you. You mind if we come in?
I already said Justin was with me. What else do you want?
Let us in, we'll tell you.
Please.
You know a guy named Randall Stokes?
Why?
Like I said on the phone, this is a homicide investigation. You can do the math yourself.
Is he a suspect in the homicide? Does he need an attorney?
You hiding this kid?
I'm not hiding anyone. I've just lived in this part of town a long time and seen a lot of friends bullied by cops.
We're not looking to bully him. We just want to talk to him about a rich gay guy, same age as you, whose head he might have caved in.
Yeah, unless that kind of thing don't worry you.
Richard Forrest?
Smacked with a hunk of glass.
And that's why you called about Justin?
And that's why we're here talking to you, where all roads seem to be leading.
Which we're a little curious about.
You want my alibi now? Isn't Justin my alibi?
Randall Stokes, you know where he is?
Out and about.
Does he have a cell phone on him?
He should.
Okay, well, why don't you call him, get him back here?
But don't mention police.
I'm not an idiot.
What do you know about this kid, Stokes?
Not much.
You sleeping with him?
He's not quite there yet. Soon, but not quite.
So you just let him flop here?
I like young guys around. They watch TV in their underwear.
How'd you meet him?
Justin introduced us.
Justin said he didn't know Stokes.
He probably thought you were coming after him for pandering.
So aside from being a wannabe rock star, Justin's a gay pimp.
Anything you want, anytime, any age, conscious, unconscious, Justin has no morals.
But you still hang out with him.
He introduces me to class acts like Randall Stokes.
Elevator just stopped.
So you got a key?
To the door. Got a new shirt. Take it easy, Randy.
Calm down, it's over! What'd I do? You fought us for one, asshole. Sorry for the mess.
Thanks for coming back, Mr. Pardee.
Sure.
The problem we're having, other people's account of Natalia and her relationship to you have differed from what you've told us.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
That you've resisted divorce, holding her residential status here over her head.
Well, who told you this? One of those horn dogs she works with? I'm the one that's lived with her for almost 2 years. And I'm telling you, Natalia knows how to work people.
Has she asked you for a divorce?
What, did Natalia bat her eyes at you? Show you some leg?
Am I picking up a jealous streak here, Mr. Pardee?
Look, I'd just like to know why you're defending Natalia, who's basically a con artist, and not believing me.
You were married to a Filipino woman for 3 years. Another mail-order bride.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, the report says she disappeared 5 years ago.
She didn't disappear. She walked out on me.
So tell us about it.
She started hanging out with American women. Got all Americanized. Next thing, she doesn't love me. Needed to find out who she was. One day, I came home from work. She was gone. A week later, her mother called from the Philippines saying she hadn't heard from Salerno. So I filed a report just in case. But I knew all along that she had probably just met some guy and hit the road.
And you never heard from Salerno again?
No.
We spoke with the detective in Jersey City who investigated your first wife's disappearance. He suspected you because Salerno didn't pack any clothes before she left. Only her purse was missing.
I don't have an answer for that. She just left.
So bad things just kind of happen to your mail-order wives.
You know, being suckered and mistreated by women who just want to come to America and then dump their husband who loves them is a crime, then lock me up. Because that's all I'm guilty of.
You need to stay reachable, sir.
You know, insult on injury. That's what this is.
Stay reachable.
Oh, anti-crime did a process sweep. They might still be using the interview rooms.
I'll clear the buggy.
Come here. Sit.
And Milner's Bakery called. They need your credit card number.
Yeah, this is Andy Sipowicz. I gotta give you a card number. Talk about the weather. It's number 5415.
So, how about this weather?
Brings the girls out. Andy.
Thanks. Up. All right, you're civil when I take these off, or you could end up shot.
Why'd you fight us, Randy? Don't want to go back to Camp Lejeune?
What's so bad? Sit down.
Gunnery sergeant breaks my ass all the time. Got fed up.
Him breaking your ass got anything to do with you getting spotted coming out of a gay bar?
Your sergeant said he heard guys were giving you heat for it. I just went in for a beer. I didn't know what kind of place it was. Yeah, and we didn't just grab you out of a gay guy's house.
All right, from now on, you're honest and forthright, kid, or you spend the rest of your life in jail.
For being AWOL? For killing Richard Forrest. Never heard of him.
How'd your fingerprint end up in his blood on the object that killed him?
All right, I'll be honest now. I woke up with that thing in my hand. I never hit him with it.
You'd been drinking?
No. A guy I met at a club told me about this party. Booze, women, grass. I was like, lead the way. Who's this guy? Justin something. When we get there, it's just this one dude, Forrest. So I'm like, I'll drink a beer and then split. But I must have been drugged because I woke up 5 hours later, this bloody thing's in my hand, and Forrest was dead on the floor.
Where was Justin?
Gone. I must have been drugged.
You sure it wasn't more of a blackout scenario? Like you did something and don't remember it, or you just put it out of your head because you don't want to?
I think I was drugged, like roofied. All right, Randy, we know about Justin, and there's no way that you went to Richard Forrest's house expecting girls. That's what he said. We also know a little about you. And we think it's possible that you were partying with Richard and he wanted to do things that you weren't comfortable with and you got upset. No! I mean... Oh my God.
How long you in the service?
2 years.
You got family in the Marines?
My dad? He was.
Makes sense you're struggling with feelings you got. And that's something to get across in terms of getting a judge to understand what happened, but you gotta lay it out.
Maybe I did do it. I mean, if the guy came on to me, I would have kicked his ass. But I just don't remember. You gotta talk to Justin. Please, talk to Justin.
We'll talk to him. And that'll give you some time to think.
Let's go downstairs.
Party's got a brother with a minor sheet. Apparently fried his brain a little from too much drugs as a kid. We've been leaving messages at his work, and the SRO he's been flopping out.
Did you talk to Natalia again?
Yeah, but she didn't give us anything.
Either she honestly doesn't know who would do this, or she has a real fear of dealing with police.
And she's not mixed up in anything as far as we know.
Other than the husband, everybody says she's a sweetheart.
So what's the next move?
We're gonna go sit on the brother's apartment. What can I say?
Beat it.
Afternoon, counselor.
Detective?
Hey, what's up?
Just checking in.
Yeah? Nothing else?
Do you think I'm paranoid? I'm not, right?
What's going on?
I've been doing this a while, and I never feel like unsafe when it comes to perps I put away.
Look, Valerie, I don't need the disclaimers. What happened?
This guy I sent to jail a couple years back got out today, off a key witness recanting his testimony, which is a total crock.
And he did what?
He made some comments during the original trial. Plus, today he said something that was creepy.
You tell the judge?
It's nothing overt, it's just a feeling. And then today I've been getting some hang-ups at my office, which I never get.
All right. Give me this guy's info, I'll take care of it.
What are you gonna do?
Talk to him.
But you're not gonna piss him off or anything.
Nice and friendly.
You'll let me know how it goes.
Don't worry. It's taken care of.
Gonna ask you again, Justin. You know Randall Stokes?
And I'm saying again, no.
You introduced him to Remy Blanchard and Richard Forrest, but he still doesn't ring a bell.
Are we talking about the jarhead? Sorry, I only know him as Randy.
Where'd you meet him?
Continental bar. He didn't have a place to stay, so I hooked him up with Remy.
Pimped him.
I didn't get nothing out of it.
What happened when you took him to Richard Forrest last night?
Didn't see Richard last night.
You didn't go there with Randy Stokes?
No, ma'am.
You didn't drug Randy and serve him up to Richard Forrest like you've been known to do?
Who said that?
Word on the street. You want to try something, Justin? Maybe save some years in jail? You went over there with Randy, offered him up unconscious as an incentive to re-sign your band.
He never dropped my band.
Forrest refused, tried to throw you out. You fought it, got out of control. You put the weapon in your sleepy friend's hand.
I was with Remy Blanchard all night.
But somehow this kid from nowhere makes up a story about you that fits other accounts of you just by accident.
How about this kid tells me he needs money and is willing to earn it the hard way, so I make a phone call.
And this is just coming out now?
You don't think I had a little guilt about introducing my friend to the guy who killed him?
Oh, we think you're willing to pretend you do.
How did I earn all this distrust?
Lied to us about knowing Randall Stokes, for one.
I only know him as Randy. I made the call. Randy went alone. That's all I know.
Still, you're under the microscope, Justin. So if you were involved, start positioning yourself, because we're gonna find out the truth. And you don't want to be last at the table.
All I did was make a phone call. What happened from then had nothing to do with me.
Up, in the cage.
Yeah, I didn't see this coming.
Does Randall Stokes have a record?
Hauled out of a bar once, little stuff, no assaults.
Except on the two of you this afternoon.
Yeah, there was that.
Did you talk to him again about the blackout?
We were just about to.
All right, we'll see what you get, but with the bloody print and the partial admission, I could sell it.
We'll take another shot at him and get back to you.
Hey, Andy, 2 minutes.
Play at Theo's school tonight. He plays the letter Z, which means he's got to wait out the whole alphabet before it's his turn.
Detective, I've never done this before, and it was way out of bounds, so I'll apologize in advance. But I watched your interview with Randall Stokes, and I know this is absolutely none of my business, but he's in the middle of a horrible struggle. A Marine with a father who's also a Marine.
What are you saying, John?
As someone who's been in that teetering position, you're so conflicted, it would be a comfort to be found guilty of anything other than being gay. I never should open my mouth, and I never will again.
Hey, ready?
We should have another conversation with Remy Blanchard.
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on.
So what's the topic this time?
Why would a guy like you protect a turd like Justin Tangier?
How am I protecting him?
Bogus alibi.
He was with me.
We say Justin was with Randy, and it was Justin who killed Richard Forrest.
I don't see how that's possible.
You and Justin, where were you last night?
Here, in my apartment.
Anyone else with you?
Just us.
What's this Justin got on you?
Nothing.
Getting served up young boys is so important that you're willing to let an innocent guy fry for it?
If he's so innocent, why did he fight you like a tiger?
Saw himself going away for something that he didn't do.
Or exactly the opposite.
So it's enough that he gets you laid, keeps you in the club loop to sell this kid out. Anything to make you feel less like a lonely old queen, is that it?
You're leaving.
You're coming with us. You're under arrest.
For what?
Possession of kiddie porn, all this.
They're art books, lithographs.
I saw naked kids. Come on. You gonna resist? You saw what happens when people do that.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop.
Please!
He wasn't with me.
When did you get the story together?
He came over late last night and said there had been an accident. He said he was afraid of what it might look like, so he left.
And you bought that?
All I know is that he wasn't with me. Now, please, take off these cuffs, please.
Who are you two?
Tell him what you said. Tell them now.
I told them the truth. They know you weren't with me last night.
Oh, you lying faggots!
You're on your own.
Son of a bitch!
Take it back to the squad.
How are we playing this, Justin?
What if I was forced into a corner?
No what ifs. What happened?
Because I had absolutely no choice. I mean, honestly, what would you do if someone was forcing you into a gay sex act? You'd freak out too.
Richard Force we're talking about.
My band was going into the studio next week for the first time. Suddenly he pulls the plug, says I'd stolen 1,000 cash from him and I was an ingrate.
Did you steal the cash?
You don't just leave cash lying around like that.
Keep going.
So I come by with a peace offering.
The Marine.
He refuses. Says if I want back on the roster, it's my thing going in the passed out Marine while he takes pictures so he could own me.
So you smash his head with the statue and then put it in Randy's hand?
Honestly, what would you do?
We'll think about it while you write up your statement. Sit down.
You and your brother Roy are pretty close?
Yeah.
He help you out financially?
Yes. And we do stuff together.
Yeah? Like what?
He comes over, we eat pizza, rent movies, go to the ball games. Stuff.
How'd you get that scratch on your eye, Kurt?
I don't know. Working.
Natalia clawed at her attacker's eye this morning.
I wouldn't hurt Natalia. What are you doing?
I spent 2 years in the FBI's lie detection unit.
I didn't do nothing.
Is your name Kurt Pardee?
Yes.
Do you live in New York City?
Yes.
Did you have anything to do with the attack on your sister-in-law, Natalia, this morning?
No.
You got a major problem, Kurt.
Or do you want to go to jail? You want to die there? Because you and your brother are both going to jail unless you tell us what's going on. Kurt!
Your brother put you up to this, didn't he? Just like he had you kill his first wife. Isn't that right?
No.
Kurt!
I did it by myself!
Your brother didn't put you up to either one?
No.
Where's the first wife?
Our grandma has some property out in Staten Island.
Why did you do it?
They didn't treat him right. They used him. They were ruining his life.
So Roy never asked you to kill them?
No.
And he never mentioned how maybe he wished they were dead?
No.
So you just did this out of the kindness of your heart?
He takes care of me. He looks out for me. He's all I got. I want him to be happy.
Give us a minute.
Those MPs for me? Yeah, they're gonna escort you back to Camp Lejeune. Justin copped to the murder.
Oh, man.
You got lucky.
Definitely. I was losing hope.
You're not off the hook, though, Randy. You're still AWOL. The question is how long you're planning to stay that way.
I'd have gone back in a couple of days, faced the charges, and asked for a transfer to a different unit.
You got to make that clear in your statement to the MPs. You'll get a few days in the brig and maybe a reduction in grade. But if they think you deserted, that's a dishonorable in prison time.
I still got my uniforms, my ID card, and my dog tags. I was going back.
Somebody who works with us wants a minute with you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm John Irvin. We talked earlier.
Sure.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you're trying to come to grips with something I had to deal with about 15 years ago. Being gay. Maybe I'm wrong. If not, I want you to know that you're not alone and that there is a place for you. Many places where you'll be supported and embraced.
You got the wrong guy.
I never thought I could fit in anywhere. But at this point in my life, I work in a police station. I babysit the detectives' kids. I fit in.
It's all yours.
Aye, aye, sir. On your feet, Marie.
Appreciate the help. Thanks.
It's the body of a woman.
Oh, my God. My God.
All right, then, let's get you back, Mr. Party.
Can I see Kurt now, please?
Yeah, real quick.
I'm sorry, Roy.
It's okay, champ.
I just wanted you to be happy.
I know. I know.
Yeah. It's police. Open up.
What's the problem?
I just came by to talk to you real quick.
I got company.
Why don't you go freshen up and give me and Jerry a minute here?
Got a warrant?
No.
Because I know my rights.
I'm hoping this bullshit about you trying to get under ADA Haywood's skin is a misunderstanding.
Are you talking about today? Because I was being sincere when I said there's no hard feelings.
You see, meeting you now and seeing that stupid look on your face, you're like my 8-year-old nephew. Any attention's good attention, even if it irritates the hell out of people, am I right?
Wrong, sir.
Well, you got your attention, Jerry. You got Miss Haywood concerned. You got me coming all the way over here on my time. But the attention stops right now.
You got it.
No more comments to her. No more hang-ups. No more nothing. If anything happens to Miss Haywood, anything, I'm gonna be back here. And yes, Mr. Wells went to grab my gun, so I had to subdue him. Was the beating excessive, Your Honor? I certainly don't think so.
This was all a big misunderstanding.
That's what I figured.
I'm the letter Z. It is the 26th letter of the alphabet, and that's the last one. It is used to spell zoo.
Theo!
Oh, you're great. I was supposed to say Z stands for zoo. I messed up.
Yeah, you did fine.
Theo, 2 minutes and we need you for the cast photo.
Okay.
Don't you want to introduce me to your parents first?
This is my mom and dad. Can I get dessert first before the picture?
Make it quick.
Janice Muscarelli.
Andy Sipowicz, Connie McDowell.
Hi. Nice to finally meet you both. Theo is so proud of you. He always tells the class how his mom and dad catch bad guys.
Well, just to be clear about it, Connie's not Theo's real mom. His mom died a few years ago.
But we're all living together as a family. With my niece, actually.
Well, you must be doing something right. He seems very happy.
Glad to hear it.
Come on, Mommy, you're missing the good stuff.
I'll be right there, sweetheart.
Nice to meet you both.
You too. You all right? I'm gonna get a cookie. That was fine.
Yeah.
What do you want?